In May 2025, I was commissioned by director Sam Awata to conduct visual research for the opening sequence of his film. He provided several 90s environmental shots and wanted me to use AI to generate relevant B-roll to find the right narrative feel. To put it simply, these original materials were extremely low resolution and fragmented. And our task was to use generative AI to use these broken memories and precisely resort them into the moody, gritty, yet cinematic visual language of the 90s Seattle. Before we dive into the technicalities, I'd like you to consider a core question. In an age where technical barriers have vanished and anyone can generate high-definition images, where does a creator's true mode lie? In my view, the only mode is vibe. The precise mastery of narrative texture. AI is merely your digital brush. Your ability to capture the zeitgeist is the soul of the work. For this project, we built a cross-mode workflow based on Flora agent using AI model like Minimax, Sora, Clean, and the other models. We did more than just upscaling. We performed a visual archaeology reconstruction the damp, moody, and rebellious visual DNA of the 1994 Seattle. The original footage provided by the director had a clearly dimensional deficit. In terms of professional storytelling, we weren't just fixing clarity, we were addressing the narrative tension. First, the vacuum aesthetic traits. The frame lacked a specific period crowd visual cues. No breath. The motion was stiffed like the rhythmic plus of film and loss of visual authority. Key fashion and error maker like logos and textures were pixelated. And as for the broken lighting logic, it lacked the texture light scattering found in the real world. Our core mission was to use AI's associative power to compensate for this missing aesthetic information. And now let's move to the next slide, and I will introduce each scene one by one. I think the first scene is the gown shop. As fashion communication students, you will know that the lo-fi is an aesthetic in itself. So when reconstructing this, we weren't chasing pixel perfection. Instead, we, during the process of the prompting, we use keywords like 16mm film and the color bleed of VHS tapes, this kind of keywords to prompt it and to describe the vibe into our AI prompts. Because we want to create a sense of realism, this unstable breathing quality is the very heart of the 90s nostalgia. Second scene is a PlayStation car. This demonstrates AI's incredible power in semantic context completion. Facing a blurry mess of pixels, the AI acts as a visual expert based on the 1994 context. It inferred the correct Vancouver Police Station Department logo style and the specific way reflect of vintage car paint. This shift from restoration to design allow discarded footage to regain its narrative power. The third scene is the street of Seattle. In fashion communication, this is all about the feel. Under the technical condition of 8 months ago, we found that video models were logically strong but aesthetically mediocre. So we adopt a layered strategy, which is to use the Midjourney for aesthetic tone settings. We first generate a perfect base frame and file it in tone, composition, and the 90s style to lock in the subcultural vibe. Only then did we hand it over to the video AI model to add motion. So remember, aesthetic first, motion second. It's our experience. So only when the vibe is right, will the audience believe your story. The fourth scene focuses on the neon lights. Here, the director put forward a constructing request. He wants his session to break free from the vintage aesthetic and deliver a sharp, pure, and high-tension contemporary texture for experimental purpose. By using specific prompts, we enable the multimodal AI engine to deeply reconstruct the lighting. We transform blurry, scattered halo into crisp, high-definition light, interplay with a sense of depth. This stark visual contrast delivers a far more powerful impact for the film's distribution. Through this comparison, you can clearly see how AI has transformed the visual expression. Blurry home videos evolved into cinematic imaginary with a distinct directorial voice. Faded out photos gained fine detail and realistic physical lighting, and murky lights and shadow were reimagined as crisp, high-definition narrative assets. We are not merely processing images, we are leverage AI to rebuild the director's narrative vision for the screen. As fashion management, marketing, and communication student, you will use many different tools. But remember, AI can produce endless options, but it cannot produce taste. In a world of easy technology, there are thousands of agents you can access to, but your good eye is your best asset. Knowing what creates the right vibe and how to describe a look is what makes you irreplaceable. I encourage you to explore whether it is text to image or image to video. These tools are yours to shape. Please give them a go. Use technology to build and define your own aesthetic world. Thank you.